death, they say, is inevitable. The world of football at the moment, every one of us mourning the legendary Diego Armando Maradona, who passed away at his hometown Tigre in Argentina. That's on Wednesday. I was fortunate to be listening to the BBC 5 live, and I just heard the breaking news. I was shocked. I couldn't call it fake news here because BBC are well trusted. Tested and trusted. It is impossible for them to put out a story that is not verified, that is not confirmed. And then I went to my Twitter timeline. It's not trending yet. I was, in as much as I've had it on BBC, I was still, because that's me. That's how I do my things. I was still not. I'm like, I still need to find a way to get this from a second source. And then it broke on Sky Sports, and everybody started pouring in their tribute. And what can I say? On that note, I welcome you to Kickoff Podcast. We're moody, we're emotional, and mourning the legendary Diego Armando Maradona, who died at the age of 60. Although the medics tried all they could to revive him, he died of a heart attack, but they just couldn't. He's gone now, and he's left. I wouldn't want to use his rival, but that's the word I'm going to use now, because when people are comparing both him and Pelé, it's for people that watch both of these guys played, they are the only one that can tell us how good both Pelé and Maradona were during their playing time. But unfortunately, each left Pelé behind now. And let me bring on Hila. Hila never watched Maradona played. I personally as well never watched Maradona played. If we've seen any of his clips, perhaps, not even perhaps, it's definitely on YouTube. I was born in the 89, and Hila was born in the 90s. So definitely none of us saw Maradona played. He's gone now, and everybody are mourning. You needed to see how everybody in Argentina were mourning, were crying, tears all over the place. Everybody loved Maradona in Argentina. Hida, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And it's been a moody day for everyone. Maradona is just time for I'm football. Telling you, Maradona is just a great player that we always heard when we were young. They always talk about this man. He's a very great player, genius. So it's sad that this man is gone, and everyone is sending that tribute. So sending my own condolence to his family and everyone that is very close to him. RIP to the legend.
He actually had a brief stint at Sevilla. This was one of the things I came across when I was doing some research on him. Only few people knew that he actually. In fact, I didn't know he played for Sevilla until I was doing some little research for the production of the podcast, and I came across that he plays for Sevilla. Although he didn't really play that much. He played for Boca Juniors, played for Barcelona, and also played for Napoli. He actually helped Napoli to 2 Serie A titles, and since he had left Napoli has not smelled the Serie A title ever since. They have only 2 Serie A titles, and those Serie A titles came during the time of Diego Armando Maradona. He's gone now, and is left some okay, I don't know, I'm confused, right? I wanted to say 11 children, but it's not confirmed. But he's survived by children. One of his daughter married to the Manchester City striker, that's Sergio Con Aguero. He's gone, and the man who is famously known for hand of God has now been taken away by the hand of God. May his soul rest in perfect peace, Healer. Let's talk the UEFA Champions League right now, Hila. In as much as we are mourning the legendary Argentine Diego Armando Maradona, we'll have to also talk about the UEFA Champions League that went down this week. Chelsea are through to the knockout stage. Manchester City through. Liverpool still have to grind out the result in their last 2 games. Manchester United needs a point from their last 2 games as well. Real Madrid as well still hanging in there. They are not through yet. Some Bayern Munich through. Barcelona through. Let's my talking point from the game from this week Champions League actually Hila is a certain Antonio Conte. I tweeted after the match, and I also said on a radio station that if Dagenham and Redbridge takes on Antonio Conte as a coach of a studded Bayern Munich, Dagenham and Redbridge will still find a way to beat Antonio Conte in the UEFA Champions League. It's baffling that Antonio Conte has the best squad right now in the Italian Serie A, and both in the league and the Champions League, Conte is team have been abysmal. It's a shame that Real Madrid without Sergio Ramos has not won in 7 UEFA Champions League. But against Inter Milan, they were very comfortable. Although no thanks to Arturo Vidal sending off. But that's not an excuse for me. He said after the game that Madrid were on another level compared to Inter. But that's no excuse for me. He has no excuse. Madrid were just there for the taking, but they just couldn't do it. It's certain right now that Inter will not be qualifying for the round of 16. In fact, they might not even make it out of the group. They might not even qualify for the Europa League.
Well, talking about Inter, I couldn't expect what I'm seeing from Inter. They have the squad, and it will be like, oh, this team, they will make it through to the next round. But seeing the way Inter has been playing recently, it's been a very I don't want to
sluggish,
use the word shameful.
Very poor.
Very poor. So I don't really, and they are not even competing. Even in the league, Real Madrid beat them 2-0. That is too much for me. Madrid is not a team that
it should have been fired by now. I've been checking my Twitter timeline and BBC and Sky
Madrid
Sports
is not a team that they are well informed this season like that. And Inter are there not to even
there for the taking.
Not to even prove themselves. It's good win for Real Madrid anyway. They are there to they just make Real Madrid look like a team people always talk about, that they know how to play Champions League. So I don't think that is the case. So Inter Milan give them the confidence to continue calling Real Madrid a team that knows how to play Champions League.
Atalanta deservedly won 2-0 at Anfield, the war of the match, and the Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp. If anyone had told me before that match that Liverpool wouldn't have a shot on target for 90 minutes against a very poor Atalanta side, I would think something is wrong with that person. Atalanta were just there for the taking, although I think they were motivated by the fact that they didn't really play bad. Not really. They didn't play they weren't terrible in the first leg against Liverpool, but they were just unlucky. They met that is also what they were just unlucky, and Diego Jota was on another level, and they lost 5-0. I think they were motivated by that. They wanted to prove a point. They wanted to prove something that, look, we're not pushovers. And this they did last season as well. In their first 3 games, they struggled in the UEFA Champions League, and they just came back in the last 3 games of the group stage and made it to the round of 16. So Liverpool lost, and this shows how Liverpool relies so much on their fullbacks. Trent Arnold was not available. Robertson was on the bench. He came up the bench. Tsimikas didn't cover himself in glory. He wasn't really that good. But Atalanta just defended very well and hit Liverpool on the counter, and they were clinical in the night. What's your assessment of Liverpool-Atalanta? Although Liverpool will still qualify, they will be playing at home next week against Ajax. I think they will do just enough to qualify. But your general assessment of that match?
Well, I'm not surprised that Atalanta beat Liverpool, because it's something I'm expecting anyway. Because a team like Atalanta cannot lose 5-0 in the first leg, and they're expecting them to lose again
without
in the second leg.
Fight, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not surprised. It's what I'm expecting, even if the full squad were there against Atalanta and Atalanta beats them, I won't be surprised because I'm expecting such a result from them because they were not that terrible in the first leg. So I think they will want to prove themselves, and they did. So it's a good win for them, and they still have the chance to qualify for the next round. So I think they can do more. They can, if they can, beat Midtjylland, I think they still have a good chance to qualify for the next round.
Manchester United redeemed themselves against Turkish side Istanbul Başakşehir on Tuesday. They won 4-1. Bruno Fernandes was fantastic. He also gave up a chance of getting an hat-trick by handing over the penalty to Marcus Rashford. On it all, it was a great performance all round for Manchester United. We have to get it. I mean, we have to just leave it like that. The UEFA Champions League will be back next week. We are switching now to the weekend actions. Lots of matches everywhere. Tottenham will be facing up against Chelsea, and that's the match I'm looking forward to. You are listening to Kickoff Podcast with me, Imoleayo, and Fisayo. Everywhere you turn this weekend in Europe, there are some important games, either you like it or not. From the Premier League, Southampton will be hosting Manchester United on Sunday. That's a big game for me. Southampton are in form. Manchester United still getting their house together. There are so many things wrong with Manchester United. I have to chip that in. They are still struggling to get their system together. They were attacked by some hackers, and that their system is still on lockdown. Let me use that word, lockdown, right now, and they are still struggling. The cyber guys at Manchester United are still unable to decode whatever virus that the hacker put on their system. For Chelsea as well, that's a big game for me. I want to see how Lampard and Mourinho would be going up against themselves this weekend. Chelsea are in form, on fire. Edward Mendy refusing to concede goals in the Premier League, although he conceded against Sheffield recently. Tottenham Hotspur as well are in form, joint top alongside Liverpool. Liverpool as well have a little case of Brighton. They should be winning that, although in football these days you can never say never. You go to the Italian Serie A. Napoli, the former side of Diego Armando Maradona, will be hosting Napoli. Did I say Napoli will be hosting Napoli? Don't mind me. Napoli will be hosting AS Roma. AS Roma are in form as well. That should be a great encounter. To the Spanish La Liga, Valencia will be playing Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are not a good side away from home. They don't know how to pick 3 points away from home. They drew against Lokomotiv Moscow in the UEFA Champions League midweek, 0-0 it ended. And Real Sociedad, table toppers, will be hosting Villarreal. Villarreal have not, they are in form as well. The only loss this season was the opening day loss to Barcelona. Okay, it's not the opening day. The first match of Barcelona this season, they lost to Barcelona. After that loss, they've not lost in the La Liga, and they are up against Real Sociedad that are also in great form. That it's going to be a great encounter as well. Arsenal, that cannot score in the EPL from open play, will also be hosting Wolverhampton Wanderers. These are some mouth-watering tries. Bundesliga as well. Some Stuttgart against Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund against FC Cologne, and RB Leipzig against Bielefeld. Bayer Leverkusen against Hertha Berlin as well. Let me bring on Hila so we can start analyzing those games. Hila, quickly, let's start from the Premier League, I am going to be starting from Southampton against Manchester United. Southampton are in form at the moment, and I personally feel that if United line up the way they lined up against Istanbul Başakşehir, they might find it difficult to beat Southampton, because for me, Donny van der Beek is not a deep line midfielder. He's either a 10 or a 8. He can only do that against Istanbul Başakşehir. I don't think he would want to try such a thing against Southampton. Walcott is in form. Che Adam as well is scoring. I think Danny Ings is not available. What's your take on that match? I feel that United are favourites according to the bookmakers. Southampton are not favourite. I don't know. I think Southampton will beat Manchester United. That's me.
Well, talking about Manchester United as Southampton, I think Manchester United will just know this, because Manchester United, Southampton is not a team that can give Manchester United, that should give Manchester United a tough time. So I think Manchester United will just do enough, to nail this and take all the 3 points. To me, I am tipping Manchester United to win this if they really want to.
Let me bring you back to Saturday in the Premier League. Everton will be playing Leeds. That's a big game. You know why? Marcelo Bielsa will be up against Ancelotti. What's your take on that match? I think that Everton have not been doing well recently. Leeds as well has not been fine. The match of Alexander Iwobi actually played right wing back for Everton in their last match, and he did very, very well. What do you see? What do you see in that match? What do you see happening?
Well, these two games is just a game I can't even predict anything that would happen in the game. Everton, they've been doing well in the starting when the league started. Even Leeds also, but recently they've been poor. But I think they can, they can do better. They can do more. In this encounter, I don't really know what can happen.
All right, let's move back to Sunday. Chelsea will be hosting Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea are through to the UEFA Champions League round of 16. Tottenham as well after thrashing Ludogorets Razgrad by 4 goals to 0 on Thursday evening. At the wings with a stunning goal. This game is big for me. I think it's time for Tottenham to tell us if they are title contender. Should they manage to pick a point against Chelsea, I think I'm going to start taking them serious. How about you, Hila?
Yeah, talking about Tottenham, they've been doing good this season. The game in the Europa League was a convincing result for me. Even despite the fact they were not using most of their star players, and they were able, to trash that side 4-0, even without having a shot on goal. You see that this is a very convincing result for me, and I'm seeing Tottenham, giving Chelsea tough time. Well, Chelsea are also a good side. They've been playing so good recently since Edward Mendy joined them. So I think it will be a tough game for them. But seeing the game, I'm tipping for a draw, and if there is, well, any team can win. That's just it.
By the way, Hila, how important is Thiago Silva to Chelsea quest of competing, or perhaps of winning the EPL title this season? He came in for free, and is Chelsea best defender at the moment, and arguably the most important player in that Chelsea side. Chelsea are set to be offering him a contract extension. How important is he to Chelsea?
Well, talking about Thiago Silva, this man has been doing well since he arrived at Stamford Bridge. So I think giving him a contract extension is just a way of appreciating his work, what he has been doing, because since he joined Chelsea has been conceding less. So it's different from the way Chelsea conceded last season. So I think he just deserves the contract extension. So he's just an important player for Chelsea this season, and I don't think it's a problem giving him a contract extension.
Arsenal will be welcoming Wolverhampton Wanderers to the Emirates. Mikel Arteta's side have not scored in open play in November. Their only goal came in the victory against Manchester United at Old Trafford from the penalty spot. Can they win Wolverhampton Wanderers, who have not been doing well recently themselves? Can they win Wolves?
Well, seeing how Arsenal play in the
they won 3-0 in Molde.
Yeah, by the way. They played 1-3-0
in Molde.
In Molde. So I think Arsenal has done a great thing. Well, Molde shouldn't be a team that should give Arsenal a tough time like
Although
that.
Although they are a good side in Norway.
Yeah, they're a good side, but I don't think it should be a team that that will be giving Arsenal a very tough time. So I think Wolf is a very good side when it comes to playing big teams. So I think Arsenal will do more. They will sweat because Wolf is not just a team you can just look.
They are not pushovers.
Yeah, you can just look down on when it comes to big teams. Wolf might be playing very, very poor against small teams, but when it comes to big teams, this side they can pull down their lives. So I think Wolf would give Arsenal a very tough time, but Arsenal can do this. They're a big team. That is why we call them big team. So I'm just looking forward. Arsenal can take all the 3 points in this game.
To the Italian Serie A we go. AC Milan without Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be hosting Fiorentina. The last match day, AC Milan won 3-1 against Napoli, and Benevento defeated Fiorentina. I think that there should be no problem for AC Milan dealing with Fiorentina. For me, moving on, and the biggest game in the Italian Serie A will be Napoli against AS Roma. AS Roma are in form. They are on fire, scoring for fun. Napoli cannot score, although they won 2-0 in the Europa League on Thursday evening. I think they should be motivated to want to do something for Diego Maradona, and I think that should be the motivating factor. What's your take on that match?
Well, Napoli, Napoli has not been doing well, but they won the Europa League games this midweek. So I think Napoli can do more against AS Roma. AS Roma is not a side that has been doing so well this season.
They've been in great form actually. They've been scoring for fun. That's Roma.
Yeah, they've been in great form, but not in terms of competing for title. When a team has been playing, so you win this week, the next week you fumble. So that's the case of AS Roma. So it's not that they've been that consistent this season, and Napoli too, they've not been consistent recently. Victor Osimhen, I don't think is available for the match yet.
He's not available.
So I think this game will just be a type of game that it will be let me just call it boring game, because I really don't know what can come out from the game, because the both sides are not that good in form.
Let's go to the Spanish La Liga. Valencia will be hosting Atletico Madrid. Atletico are not a good side away from home. I think that match might end in a draw. Let's talk the last game here on the menu just before we round off. Real Sociedad will be hosting Villarreal. Sociedad are table topper. Villarreal are in great form. Unai Emery has been doing well since he joined Villarreal. What's your take on that game? How would that game pan out for you? I think Sociedad would nick this.
Yeah, I think Sociedad will nail this. They've been doing well. Because of this game, he rested some players in this midweek. So I think he just wants to win this game. So that's why he rested some of his players, so they can make some changes in that game. So they've been topping the table for the past weeks now. So I think they are just there to take the league this season if they continue playing this way. If they are consistent, I'm seeing them taking all the 3 points this weekend.
All right, that's the size of the podcast. Someone tweeted when Diego Armando Maradona died. He said football is dead. I don't know if football is dead for me, but I feel that the world of football will miss him, and may he so continue to rest in peace. Follow Rite Score on Twitter at Rite Score Updates on Twitter and on Instagram. We are on Facebook at Rite Score. I'm on Twitter. Catch me up at I am Fakimsa, and on Instagram at I am Fakimsa. Hila is on Twitter at Hila_Fisayo. Hila, your parting shot.
Yeah, thanks for listening to kickoff again. So it's been a great week, and I'm looking forward, for a great weekend also. So thanks for listening to us. Make sure you wash your hand regularly. COVID-19 is real. Say no to rape. Rape is a cause.
R.I.P. Diego.